Hello, hi everyone. Good evening.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, so let's quickly start the session. So last week we tried to cover what are the different types of projects we have in SAP. And then the next day we tried to cover one business case, how business is going to start implementing SAP and what are their requirements. So today we will start with the implementation phases. So we'll initially discuss what is the implementation phases we have in SAP and what are the methodologies we use in SAP. And then we can discuss each phase. So today we'll mostly be covering two phases, and then we will have different phases in different days. So let me share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. So today we are going to discuss regarding the implementation phases. Before we start with the implementation phases, so first we need to discuss regarding the methodologies what we have in market, or it is not only related to SAP, it is with all the projects. Whenever a business wants to do a project, so first of all, they need to select the methodology which they need to start implementing. So what are those methodologies? So first methodology is the ASAP methodology. Then we have the next methodology is activate methodology. Then we have the agile methodology. Okay, so these are the three methodologies we have in the market whenever we want to implement a project or whenever we want to start implementing the any project. So these are the three methodologies. Is anyone know what are these methodologies or why do we use this methodology? Any idea? Yes. Okay.
Trying to implement
Sorry.
hello, and schedules is the methodology which we'll be using for implementation of conversion types.
Mhm. Yeah, these all the methodology are used in three projects. So it is same for greenfield, conversion, as well as the rollout. So
Okay.
we have these three methodologies in the market. So first is an ASAP methodology. So ASAP methodology is the old methodology which was introduced first in the market, and this is stopped when we converted SAP into S/4HANA. Sorry, when we was in ECC, we used to use ASAP methodology. And now when we are in S/4HANA, we are using this activate methodology as well as the agile methodology. So first thing is ASAP. There are 6 phases in ASAP methodology. So first is the project phase. Then we have the business blueprint phase. Then we have the realization phase. Then we have the overviewing, or we also call them as final preparation, or we can also call them as cutover phase. Then we have the go live phase. And we also have the support phase. So these are the phases we have in the ASAP methodology. So to give brief, we're not going to discuss regarding ASAP methodology here because it is already stopped. To give a just brief, in project phase, they will discuss what is the requirement from business, why they want to implement SAP, all those things. And the bidding process happens here. And we will also see what are the standard things which are going to get implemented in this project and also the custom things. Then moving to the business blueprint phase. In business blueprint, you are going to get the as is process from business. We are going to see how the business is currently working, and we will see how can we convert this as is process into 2B. So what is this as is and 2B? So as is nothing but how they are working in legacy system. And 2B is how are they going to start working in S4 or ECC. Now we are in a SAP methodology, so I'll speak only regarding ECC. That is a business blueprint. In business blueprint, you're going to prepare a document stating that what should be done in system and everything. Then we have the realization phase. So in realize phase, what all you have prepared in the business blueprint. So that those activities, you will be making those happen in the system. So for example, in business blueprint, you design how the enterprise structure should look. So when we discuss regarding enterprise structures section, I asked you guys to send the business or the enterprise structure in a paper first. So when you are sketching the enterprise structure in the paper, so that is called as business blueprint. You're just creating a blueprint for it. You're not building it. So for example, if you want to build a house, first you will put a blueprint and then start working on it. The same way, in this implementation also, we will build what is going to happen in system first in the paper, and then we are going to take it into the reality. So in realization phase, you are going to bring the thoughts of a consultant or of a business into the system. So that is going to happen in the realization phase. So here the complete configuration is going to happen. So when I say complete configuration, the complete level 1 topics will be covered in this realization phase. And I also mentioned that we are going to differentiate the standard and custom. So all the level 1 topics are going to be standard. And when I say custom, if something which the business is already working in a legacy system, if that is not feasible with SAP, then they will go with the customization. So SAP can customize anything. Okay, but that is involved with an ABAPer. So we need a developer there. So developer needs to write the code for it and start working on it. So when we're doing custom, there are a lot of teams involved in it. Then we have the cutover phase. In the cutover phase, you are going to prepare the master data. So when I say master data, we all know what is master data. So material master. In ECC, we had vendor separate and customer separate. Then we had the PIR, then source list, and the service master. So these all are the master data. So why are you going to prepare this master data? Because we are going to get this master data in the Excel from business. So business is going to provide the data in the Excel, and we are going to convert that data into different format, which is SAP is using. So we have a lot of tools. We have some 3 to 4 tools which is used to migrate the data from legacy to S4 or ACC. So we get the data in Excel, and we need to convert that data into certain format which SAP is going to agree or accept. So those activities are going to happen in the cutover phase. Then we have the go live phase. In the go live phase, what happens is we are going to activate all the switches, what we have in SAP to start. And there are some also the transaction data like open POs, open contracts, open RFQs. So those all are getting uploaded in this go live phase. We are preparing the final stage of the system to start using SAP by business. So that is a go live phase. And this go live phase is going to happen before 1 week before business start to use SAP. And finally, we have the support phase. Support phase is going to happen after the go live when business started already using SAP. But when they are using SAP, they might get some issues because they are new to SAP. In those cases, we will be having a support phase where 2 to 3 consultants for each module will be working there to resolve their issues or resolve their concerns. So these are the ASAP methodology phases. Now coming to the activate, when we come to activate methodology, in activate methodology, we have similar phases, but it is going to be named in different way. Okay, and what are those different ways is, first thing is the discover phase. We call it as discover phase. So these phases are a bit different compared to the ASAP methodology. Then we have the prepare phase. Then we have the explore phase. Then we have realize phase. Then we have the deploy phase. Then we have the go live phase. And finally, we have support phase. So these are the phases which are currently active in business and currently active methodology. So first thing is the discover phase. What is going to happen in the discover phase? Let me give just an overview now, because I'll be taking this each and every phase in different sessions. So I'll just give an overview, then we can start with the first phase and discuss deeply what is going to happen in the first phase. So discover phase is nothing but business is going to search for their implementation partner. In discover phase, the business is going to discover who is the implementation partner for that business. Okay, then prepare phase. In the prepare phase, we are going to make business understand what are they going to get in SAP, and with SAP, what all they need to start using it with SAP. So these both phases are covered in a single phase, which is project phase and ASAP methodology. But in activate methodology, they have divided into two phases. Okay. Then we have the explore phase. And explore phase, it is completely a requirement gathering phase, where we also prepare the business blueprint in this phase. We are going to conduct the workshops. When I say workshop, we are going to discuss taking each and every process, showing them a sample demo, and understanding them this is the process they are using in their system or not. And we will also understand what is the design they have in their own system and how they want to see it in the SAP system. So explore phase is completely the requirement gathering phase. Then we have the realize phase. In realize phase, as I mentioned, it is same going to be a realization phase. We will be doing the configuration in the realize phase. This is also called as build phase. You are building the system. Okay. Then deploy phase is equal to the cutover phase. You will be preparing the master data here. And go live phase and support phase are both same in a SAP and activate methodology. Okay. Then we have the third methodology, which is agile methodology. All the phases in this methodology are same as the activate methodology, but the only difference is in activate methodology, you will start building the system in this realize phase and finally hand over the system to the business. But in agile methodology, you will be building the system for each and every topic, and you will be handed over the business every topic to check. So here you will be building all the topics, you will be building all the configurations, all custom things, and directly hand over the system to business for checking. But in agile methodology, for example, if you are just building enterprise structure, you are handing over the enterprise structure to business, and they are going to check it. If everything goes well, only then you are going to move to the next phase or next topic. If that is not okay with them, then again you're going to work on the same topic again. So this is an incremental module or incremental methodology. So you keep on upgrading the configuration what you have done. Okay. So today what we'll be doing is we will be discussing regarding the discover phase first, and then we'll also be discussing regarding the prepare phase. Okay. Before I go into each phase, any questions here regarding these methodologies?
Hi, Venkatesh. Does all the project types like implementation, greenfield, brownfield, all the projects should have to go through these steps, is it?
Yes, it is. Any questions?
Currently, only Activate methodology and Agile methodology is used, right?
Yes. Currently, we are only using Activate methodology and Agile methodology. In most of the Indian projects, you will be seeing Activate methodology. In most of the international projects, you will be seeing Agile methodology.
Understood. Thanks.
And the role in your project also varies based on the methodology. Okay. If no questions, then I'll move to the first phase of the project. Let me know if you can see my presentation. Can you just see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So first thing is the discover phase. In discover phase, as I mentioned, what is going to happen is the business is going to search for their implementation partner. If we see who are the implementation partner in business or in the market now, we have all big four companies, like we have Deloitte, EY, KPMG, and PwC. So all these big four companies are providing consulting to the business. When I say consulting, it is an SAP implementation partnership. And even some Fortune 500 companies have also got the license to implement SAP, like Infosys, Wipro, and you have IBM. So these companies are also supporting and implementing the SAP. So in discover phase, the first thing what is going to happen is the high level scoping. We need to make business understand what is their scope. So let me collapse everything, then it will be easier to explain. Okay. First is you need to decide what is the project type they are going to use. So are they going to use the greenfield implementation, or are they going to use conversion, or are they going to use bluefield? So greenfield implementation is nothing but the scratch. Okay, so we already discussed regarding greenfield implementation. We will be just, if a business is just using Excel, or if they are not using any ERP system, or if they're using any other ERP system, then they can go with the greenfield implementation. So when I say greenfield implementation, you will be getting the SAP with a scratch, and you need to implement everything fresh, and only the master data will be coming from your legacy system. Then we discussed regarding the conversion. So conversion is nothing but the brownfield implementation. So here you will be just getting some of the configuration from your ECC system. And if there is any custom things happen in your ECC system, that should be first gathered and get this done in your SAP S4 system. And then only you'll be able to move the configuration into ECC. Then you have the bluefield implementation, which is also called as a rollout project. If business is not ready to implement the SAP in all the plants in a single go, they can go with the bluefield implementation, which is a rollout. They can start using the SAP in first plant. If they can just use or implement SAP in the first plant, and if they're confident, then they can move with the second plant. This is the first information what we are giving to business. This information business will already have, but from our side, when we are entering into the implementation phases, we should explain these are the methodology and get which methodology are we going to do in the sign off. Because in discover phase, we have not yet got the project. We are still under a phase where we are just discussing with business what is their scope, why they want to implement SAP. Even business did not select as an implementation partner. There are a lot of implementation partners in the market, and they have not decided from whom they want to implement the SAP. So this is just a bidding process. So they will send the quotation or request for quotation for all the implementation partners, and they will also send the process list and how much is going to be standard, how much is going to be customization, the revenue part, and also the MIS. So based on this, the implementation partner is going to work, how much it is going to cost, and then they're going to bid. Before that, we also need to understand what they need actually. Okay, if we go with greenfield, then the cost is different. If they go with brownfield, then the cost is different, because for each and every project type, we have a different cost. That is first thing. Going to the second, we need to discuss regarding the project scope. So what is a project scope? If we are going to implement a project or implement an SAP in this system, apart from SAP, what all tools they need? So first is, for sure, they need an S4 HANA system. So in that case, we need to get the license from S4 HANA. In this part, we are also going to discuss how many users are going to be in the system. And there are some landscape in SAP. So normally we will be using the development, quality, and the production. So first, all the configuration is going to happen in the development system. And when we are handing over the business system for the testing, we will be using the quality system. And then if everything goes fine, then we will release the production. So this is the landscape. So apart from this, do they need any other landscape? So some business might ask, they need development, quality development, then they need the quality system with different clients. They need a pre-production system, then the production system. So if the landscape is keep on increasing, then the pricing also will get increased. Okay, then we have the IBP, which is integrated business planning. So this is out of SAP. So if the business is doing an production planning, if they don't want to do the planning through SAP system, they want any third-party tool for doing the planning, then they can go with the integrated business planning. Okay, for all this, you're going to take if they want to use or not. Then we have the PPDS, which is production planning and detailed scheduling. This is a high-level scope. This is a part of SAP, but this is a different module. So PPDS comes with the production planning. So if you want to start using PPDS, then SAP will charge an additional charges. Okay, and the next thing is, are they going to have the cloud? Which cloud are they going to use? Which database are they going to use? So SAP will provide database with certain space. I can tell it as some, it will be 1 terabyte or 1 TB or 2 TB. If you're going to store the data more than that storage, then you need to get from third party. Okay, so then you have the Ariba. Ariba is a part of SAP. So if you want Ariba, then that is an additional cost. So these are the product scope. First, you need to decide what all products are they going to implement. Okay, then this is the first product scope. Any question before I move to the next scope? Anything regarding the greenfield conversion or rollout? Anything regarding the product scope?
This field actually they determine what on all they require in their process, right? The product scope means
Yes.
like if they require the Ariba to be implemented or not, and it will have its own costing for that. So
Mhm.
business will determine if that cost has to be included on.
Yes, the cost is different. When you are going with a different module or different system, then the cost is different. The cost keep on increasing when you are going with a new scope.
So the finance, everything will be included in this, right?
When you
Because
purchase SAP, you will get FI, SD, PP, MM, and also EWM. You know, EWM is an additional cost. Apart from this, you have integrated business planning, which is third-party system. PPDS, which is a part of SAP, but they also consider that as a third party. Then you have Ariba. Ariba is completely different platform, but under SAP.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay. Then we have the other thing is the module scope. So as I mentioned, EW is going to cost an additional charges from SAP. And there is a transport management, which is also an additional cost. So we are going to discuss what is the module scope. So which all module they'll be using. For sure, SD, PP, FICO, ABAP, you will get it all in a single license. If you want the quality management, or if you want the plant maintenance, or if you want EWM or TM, these are going to be different charges. So these are the basic modules you get from SAP, and these are the additional modules which they'll be charging. So we also need to take the information from business, which all module are they going to use. So this is the module scope. Then we have the user interface scope. So when I say user interface scope, which all system are they going to use in SAP? Normally in SAP, you have three systems. One is GUI, which is called as graphical user interface. So graphical user interface is nothing but the system what we are using. So where you do the configuration, that system is called as a graphical user interface. Okay. Or the blue screen which you see, or the pink screen which you see, that is called as graphical user interface. Then we have the NWBC, which is NetWare Business Client. So you don't want to install SAP in your system to use this NWBC. You will get a link from SAP where you can directly enter the link, and you will be asking to enter your username and password in that link. And it will look similar to the GUI, that is graphical user interface. But you don't, the only thing is you don't want to install the SAP in your system. In GUI, you should and must install the SAP in your system. Then you have the Fury, which is newly launched. When I cannot tell it is newly launched because it is already 7 years where SAP has implemented Fury. Fury is a platform where end users are going to use. So that is going to make the end users' life simple or easier. So for all this, for GUI you get it in a basic price. When you want Fury, that is a bit additional cost. So why are we going to collect all this scope is you are going to bid to the business or the customer saying this is the implementation cost. So this part will not be done by the consultants. This part will be done by the managers or the partners or directors. So only they have the rights to bid the business. But why we are covering this in our course is, in some cases, the partners or directors will ask a consultant help to understand what is going to be standard and what is going to be custom, and which all system they need to get this project done. So when you are involved there, you at least need to know what is the project starting phase and how it is going to work. Okay. Then we have the analytic phase, analytics. So analytics is nothing but how business wants to see their reports. Normally we have the GUI reports, we have the Fury reports. So whenever you want to see a list of material, we use MM60. Whenever you want to see open POs or open PRs, we use ME2N, ME5A. So all these transactions in GUI. And when you move to Fury, you can also use the same transaction with a Fury app, and you can see the data in analytics view. But if business is not okay with the data, what they're seeing, and they want additional requirement, then they can go with the third-party tools which are Power BI and embedded analytics. So these are the tools which is supporting for reports. So they can choose those tools and they can start using the analytics there. But when you are going to use a third-party system, you need to integrate your SAP system with your third-party system. So that will become a custom for us. Okay, so these are the scope list. We are going to discuss a scope from business. As soon as we get the scope list from business, then we are going to discuss regarding the next plans. Any questions here?
No, Venkatesh, you can continue.
What is that BW in analytics and reporting?
BI is the Power BI. So if you have seen Power BI, let me show how the Power BI looks. It is just a reporting tool.
Oh, BI understood. What is BW?
BW is also a reporting tool. So they
Okay.
call it as, I don't know the full form of BW. It is mostly some business. I don't know the full form. I have to check what is the full form of BW. Business analyst will come into picture only in, if you say analyst, then he is going to come into picture only in the realized phase. So analyst will come in realized phase. This consultant or senior consultant will, consultant and analyst will come in realized phase, and senior consultant will come in explore phase, and the managers, all those people will be in the prepare and discover phase. So these are the scope list, what we'll be discussing with business. Then we have the project waves. So this project waves will mostly be applicable for the rollout project. It is not mostly scoped for the greenfield or conversion because we will be implementing the SAP in a single go to them. Okay. So first thing is, in how many waves are we going to release the project? So first is, we discuss first the scoping, what are the scope we have. So we cannot implement all the things in a single go because the project life cycle of a implementation project is just 1.5 years or 2 years. So if you're going with a greenfield implementation, if the business is big, then you need to get this project completed within 1.5 years or 2 years, not more than that. If they're going with a rollout project, then for each and every plan, you will have 1 year. And if the scope is more, if they want SAP S/4HANA, if they want integrated business planning, if they want PPDS, if they want Ariba, then those are going to get released in a different waves. First, we will implement S4 and hand over to business. They will be using S/4HANA. And later on, we will slowly integrate IBP, which is integrated business planning. So planning is going to happen in a different system. And then we will introduce Ariba. In Ariba, there are a lot of things. We will have the guided buying, we have the PO collaboration. So we will be discussing how are we going to take this in different waves. So we're also going to give what are the phases duration, in how many months or how many years are we going to implement SAP for them, and what are the manpower we require from business. So this part is also discovered or discussed in the discover phase, because we need to be transparent to the business. What is the workload they need to accept? Because they are paying us, when they are paying so much of money to us, we need to ask, or we need to make the work reduce to the business, and we need to take care of everything. But We also need some people from business because they are the persons who are live working in business, so they can give the better input to us. Okay. Then we have the high level risk. High level risk is nothing but this risk is for business. We need to clearly mention this to the business, because normally what happens is if one module is getting implemented, the other module will not get support. So morning also we discussed that we have an automatic account determination, which is the new topic, and we are getting integrated with finance. Till now, till last week, we just discussed the topics regarding the and we only need people there to get this work done. But from today's topic, we said that we will be integrating the topics with the other modules and we need other module support. So in the same way, other modules, people also will have their own baseline configuration. Once the baseline configuration is done, they need to get integrated with other modules. If they don't support, then this project is not going to happen. That is a political risk. Then we have the budget risk. Now, initially, for example, if we take a small project and it is going to cost you some 6 to 7 CR, and business is approving it and they're going for implementation. In some cases, the price might increase or price might go down. In some cases, we might finish the project in low price, below 7 crores, or it might also go above 7 crores. That's the budget risk. They should be ready to get this implemented. And we have the resources. As I mentioned, the business should give us resource. At least for one module, we need 2 people who are going to explain the complete process, what is going to happen in the business. Then we have the change management. This should be very clear, because once we implement SAP into the system, and after the testing, if they need any changes, then they need to pay for the changes what they are requesting. So these are the risks which business should be ready to face. Okay. Then we have the business case. Business case is nothing but after we discuss regarding this scope, what are the ways we are going to release the project, and we also explain the risk of the business when they're implementing SAP. Then business will start checking their investments. For example, if they are investing some 6 to 7 crores in this project, what will be the return of investment? So no one is going to invest 6 or 7 crores for 2 years to get SAP implemented. So if you are investing something, you will plan to get the investment back. For example, if you're learning this course, paying something, so after you get job, you will expect the same result or the same returns, so that you get the return within 1 or 2 months. Normally it is within 15 days you will get the return, and after that what all you earn is your profit. That is your interest. So what is the return of your investment? If you're investing something, what will be the return? So business will think on that basis and see if they want to invest so much of amount or not, because the business has not taken the decision yet to get SAP implemented. This is just that discovering if they implement SAP, what is the future they will be having. Okay. Then we have the business benefits. If you go with SAP, what are the business benefits? So we can reduce the manpower, we can reduce the cost. If the manpower is getting reduced, automatically the cost will get reduced. Okay. Then we have the sponsor of the project. For example, for small scale industries, they will not be ready to implement SAP. They will find some sponsors who are going to implement SAP for their business, and they will become the partner for the business. So that might be business can directly implement SAP, or they can find some investor to get this SAP implemented. So these all are the business stuff. Okay. This is the main topic, the project team. How the project team should be built. So we have 2 teams, which is the internal team, which is business internal team, and one is the implementation partner team. So when I say internal team, we need a program manager from the team who can directly contact SAP for any issues, or he should be the decision maker, the program manager. He will be the head of the program. And we have one of the project manager. Project manager is nothing but for each and every module, you will have each head is also called as product owner. And above all the modules, you will have one project manager who is the decision maker. Okay. Then you will have the ISIT team, which is the internal IT team, who is going to support on the VPN side, or he can support on cloud or on premises. How are we going to implement SAP? Then coming to the implementation partner, you will have a pre-sale person. You will have the implementation partner for it. And you will see what is the team you need for each and every module, and what are the persons, and what is the duration you need that person to work in this project. This is the internal discussion. This is the discussion with the business. Okay.
So where do consultants fall in between these two teams?
He will be an implementation partner because the consultant is going to work in the implementation partner team. In some cases, what happens, business also will hire some consultants, because if consultants are there in the business, they might challenge the solution what implementation partner can give. So if they want a strong answer from implementation partner, then even the internal team can hire the consultants, and the same consultant will continue working as a support consultant going forward after the implementation. If the consultant is getting hired in the implementation partner, then he will be working only on the projects where the implementation partner is getting. If the consultant is getting hired in this team, then he is going to work only for the specific business. Any questions? Okay. If no questions, then we have the system exploration. System exploration is nothing but, as I mentioned initially, what is the landscape you are going to have for the business. So normally the first landscape, as I mentioned, we will be having only the development, quality, and the production. These are the landscape. If business wants any additional landscape, then the cost is going to be different, and we need to decide what is the landscape they need. So we are going to give one demo system to the business for 1 month as free of cost. Even SAP will provide that SAP for 1 month to the business, 1 or 2 user IDs for just testing how SAP is going to work and how SAP will look. And we have the best practice system which they will be using. So I have mentioned here they will be getting free access for 1 month or 3 months from SAP. Then you will have the sandbox system. Sandbox system is nothing but a practice system where implementation partner is going to use. This is not used by business. This is used by implementation partner. This is used by business. This is used by implementation partner. Then we will be having the development system where we are going to do the actual configuration. Okay. Then after we discuss everything regarding this and take a complete overview on this discover phase, we are going to conduct a workshop on the discover, and we are going to discuss what is the final decision of the discover phase. Till now, the business is not decided that they want to go with SAP. They did not start creating anything in SAP. We are just still discussing here. This discussion implementation partner is going to do for free of cost. The discussion what we are going to have with business is of free of cost. For example, if 3 or 4 implementation partner, for example, all big 4, Deloitte, PwC, KPMG, and EY is discussing with business the same topic, they will see which implementation partner is capable of doing it with a low price, with a good quality of work. Then the business can select that person as an implementation partner, and remaining 3 implementation partners should close their discussions after this. So this is what is going to happen in the discover phase. Any questions in discover phase? And this is not going to vary from partner to partner. These all steps are common in all the business. All the business, it is not only for SAP project, it is the same for all the different types of project also. If there is an Oracle project, if there is any design project, or if there is any IT project, everything is going to be same. Any questions?
Hi, sir. This is Mahendra. I had one question that, as you said, that the customer may also appoint a consultant from their side to get a better solution or to question the solution provided by the solution partner. These consultants are working with the team, or they just have to test the end, what kind of solution provided by the SAP solution provider?
No. They will be working with the business completely before the implementation partner comes into the picture. So this person will understand how the business is going to work from scratch, and he will be explaining the situation to the implementation partner. So he is not only going to work on the testing part, he is also going to work on providing the requirement to the implementation partner with a suggested solution.
Okay.
Any question? Okay. If no questions, then I'll move to the next phase, which is the prepare phase. Prepare phase is going to be the simple phase where we are still going to drill down with business. So the first thing what we'll be doing in the prepare phase is prepare phase. Here we are going to build the documents, what all has been discovered in the discover phase, or what all are the final decisions taken in the discover phase. So I said that they will be using different modules, they'll be using different solutions, and they will be also using different systems. And when are they going to start using SAP? All those decisions. So these decisions, we are going to take a document. We're going to prepare the document from our side. When I say our side, it is an implementation side, implementation partner side. And then we are going to take a sign off from them. Okay. Once we take a sign off from them, then those documents cannot be changed, or no one can change it. In the prepare phase, the business is deciding who is going to be their implementation partner. So then only we'll be starting the prepare phase. If the business has not selected us as an implementation partner, then we are not going to prepare any such documents in the prepare phase. So all the implementation partner who business is going to start bidding, they will be part of discover phase. And once the business has selected that person as an implementation partner, then only that implementation partner will move to the prepare phase and he will start preparing the documents. So as I mentioned, the documents will only consider all the things what we discussed in the discover phase. So what is the scope? What is the methodology we are going to use? What are the systems they are going to use? And what are the modules they are going to use? And when are the each module, so which wave which they will be releasing? And they also need to be ready to provide their manpower to us, and they need to build their own team to start building their project team who is going to take the decisions. And we're also going to decide the final landscape of the system. So all those things are in the documents, the system, and we are going to take a sign off from them. Okay, so after we prepare the documents, then we are going to start regarding the as-is study. So what is as-is study? As-is study is nothing but we are going to conduct a workshop. So implementation partner is going to visit the business place. In some cases, if we are going to have 3 people in MM module, so one person will be in onshore and other 2 persons will be in offshore. So the person who is in the onshore will visit business, they will visit their factory and see how the MM end users are going to work on this project and what are the processes they have. Okay, so here we are going to get the core team members from them, and we are also going to reprocess the process what they have in a legacy system. So legacy people will provide the process what they're using right now and what are the activities, what are with the steps. And even this as a study, they're also going, this is a business case, they are going to prepare the documents from business side, and then they're going to give the documents to us. So telling that this is the process what we are using in our legacy system. And now it is our job to convert this into the SAP side. Okay, then we have the project charter. Project charter is nothing but here if there is any sponsor of the project, if anyone is sponsoring the project or if anyone is investing in that, implementing the SAP, so they will start building the project charter, saying that what all information they need to have in the project charter is what are the rules. For example, if I say the SAP standard rule, when we are going to create a custom material type or custom vendor account group, we need to start that with an Z or 1. So that is the project charter. So these all rules are getting prepared in this project charter. In this project charter preparation, only 2 persons will be responsible. Here there is no consultant responsible. Here we will have the project manager from business side and the program manager from business side. So business side 2 people, and from implementation partner you will have the module head who is going to work on this project. For each and every module, if you have different head, then those persons are going to sit together and drill down the project charter. Okay, then we also need to define the project definition. In project definition, it is a big task. So first thing what they are going to do is they are going to discuss what are they going to give the name of the project. So each and every project will have the name. So they cannot name, for example, if you are working for any Hindustan Unilever, they cannot call the project name as Hindustan Unilever, because you are not building anything for Hindustan Unilever. You are just building something which can help Hindustan Unilever. So in that case, we are going to give a specific name to the project, a project name. Okay, then you have the mission and the vision of the project. So what are we going to achieve after we build this project? After we implement SAP, what is the business going to achieve? So this is discussed in between business and the implementation partner, and they're going to list down the notes. They're going to create the project logo. They're also going to discuss regarding the project activities. What are the activities? Who is going to work on this topic? Because if you go to see in the business, there will be a specific person who is dedicatedly working on the planning. He cannot support on the other topics. He will only support on the planning. If you're hiring a consultant, implementation partner is hiring a consultant, then the person, one person will dedicatedly work on the standard configurations. Some persons will work on custom programs, and some persons will work on the special procurement, inventory management, all those things. Then you have the project scope here. So what is the scope of this project? What are we going to approach? Are we going with one-step approach, two-step approach, or three-step approach? So these approaches we discussed in the different types of projects. So what is the approach we are going to do with the business? If they want to just change the database now and implement SAP later on, then it is going to be two-step or three-step. If they want to change the database and then the finance module to be implemented, then it is going to be 2 or 3 again. If they directly want to convert SAP system into S4 system or Excel system into S4 system, then it is one-step approach. Okay. Then you have the scope of work. The scope of work, here you are going to manage who is going to be the implementation partner, configuration team, and for testing, you need a testing partner. If you are okay with approving the testing from implementation partner, then they can do it. In some business, what they do is one implementation partner will do the configuration, everything. They will hire a third-party implementation team or third-party team who is going to do the testing for them, and a third-party team for the training program. So when I say here, our consultant job is not only to do the system design, prepare the system for the business, we also need to provide the training. We also need to provide the testing part to them. And audit is obviously it is done by the third-party system. The person who is going to implement is not going to do the audit. It is going to be a different person or different entity who is going to do the audit. So whenever we are procuring SAP from SAP India or SAP Global, so they will provide SAP system to us, and implementation partner is going to implement the SAP. And in the same case, SAP is also going to appoint one of the partners from SAP who is going to do the testing for them or audit for them. Okay. Then you have the implementation strategy. So this is already discussed. We already discussed what is the methodology are we going to use, ASAP methodology, Activate or Agile methodology. Then we have the system standard configurations. So which is going to be the complex configuration for us. Then we are going to with the module wise. Okay. And how is the training program going to be there? Are we going to train all the end users, or are we going to train the one person in the business and that person is going and training all their end users? So this is the project definition, what we are preparing. We are still not into the project. We have not started working in the project. We are still defining what are the rules and what are the activities which should happen in the project, and who should take care of what parts. Okay. Any questions here in the project charter? There is a list which we have in the project charter. I'll send the list. I have written it somewhere. I'll send a snap of it. So these all are not only the project charter. We have some more project charter. We also discuss how the change management should happen. How are we going to approve the change management, all those things. So I'll share a picture of that.
Venkatesh, you will share the schematic as well, right?
Yes, I'll convert this into PDF and send you.
Once we start with the prepare phase, the client cannot back out from the implementation, right?
Sorry.
If the client decides to back out after the start of the prepare phase, have you experienced such incident, or is it will be once we start, it will be leading towards the end of the implementation?
No, I didn't get your question.
Whether there are half initiated projects or not.
Yeah, that depends on the workload.
Client.
That depends on the workload. Initially, when you are in prepare phase, none of the consultants are hired. You will be just part of the prepare phase and discover phase only for some time period. It is just in discover phase, it is just 20 days. If the business did not select us as an implementation partner, then we will be out of it. Then in the prepare phase, we will be there only for 1 month. The actual work gets done in the explore phase. So consultant will be hired in the explore phase.
Okay. You can continue.
Yeah. Let me wait for 1 more minute if others have any question. Okay. So let me continue. Stop writing on my screen, please. I cannot delete this. So who has written it, that person should delete it. Okay. Then after we decide the project charter and design the project charter, for each and every step, whatever we do with business, we need to take a sign off, because that sign off is an approval from business. If we don't take a sign off, then they might come back and tell this is not the case what we discussed initially. This should be the case. So we don't want any mess with business. So whenever we discuss anything, we should have a sign off. At least we need to take or we at least need to send an MOM after each and every meeting, and we need to take a sign off at least in the MOMs. Okay. Then we have the statement of work. So statement of work, this is completely based on the implementation partner. So when we get an implementation business, are we going to share this with any of the implementation partner? For example, now you get this complete project from business and you are ready to, let me reshare my screen and then I'll be able to cancel that markings. Okay. Yeah. So now you got a complete project from the business to implement everything from scratch to end till the go live. If you don't have any manpower or if you're not comfortable to do any of the work, you can also give the third-party contracts to the other implementation partner. For example, you are okay with doing the implementation, build phase, everything. Parallelly, if you need some other persons to work on the cutover activities, like preparing the files for cutover, uploading the files, then you can give a subcontracting order to the other implementation partners. So you need to pay from your pocket, from where you get from business. Okay. Then this is going to be a fixed bid with the third-party consultants, and they need to work on those. And you can also hire some freelancers if required. This is also a part of implementation partner. Okay. Then you're going to start a high-level scope from your side. Now you got a decision that these are the information which need to be implemented. These are the systems which are going to get involved. When you are in discover phase, the calculation will be different. Now, if as soon as you get the project, then you need to start discussing with your software or companies. For example, if you are going to implement PPDS or IBP, then you need to go speak to them and get the quotation from them, because they are going to provide the softwares to you. Now, business is not going to buy anything. They have a fixed bid with the complete bid. Now you need to discuss with your software companies and get the bid from them. Okay. And you also need to fix what are the activities which need to be done by the integration partner. For example, when we worked with one of the project, we implemented the SAP to one business, and we have completely given the cutover activities to the third-party system. Okay, so we used to guide them what to do, what needs to be done, and we need to get the work done from them. Okay, then we have the project kickoff after we discuss everything and get this signed off. Then we are going to have the project kickoff. So project kickoff is nothing but now we are going to start with the actual project. So what is going to happen in the project kickoff is we are going to have one meeting with the high level. So business owner is going to get involved there, and we are going to discuss when are we going to start this project. In first 3 months, what is outcome we are going to give it to them. What business can expect in this. So in that meeting, you will have the business owner, the IT team members, because they are the persons who is going to provide the VPN connections, all those things. Then you will have the implementation partner team. Then you will have the business team. Then you will have the governance team. So governance team is the head of the team who is going to decide when the project should go signed off. So what are we going to discuss there is we are going to discuss regarding the timelines. When are we going to deliver the project? If we start today, so when are we going to deliver this project? In how many waves are we going to deliver the projects? What will be the key responsibilities with business? What should business commit? And how many team members they need to provide to them, and what is the scope of those team members? Okay, then the project team structure, each team, how many consultants should have, and from business, how many SMEs you need, and who is going to take the key decisions. If we suggest any of the solutions, SME will is okay with that, but SME's approval is not and taken as a sign off. We need some business lead sign off so that the process can be closed. So we will gather the requirement from SMEs. So SME is going to explain all the things to us, and we'll provide the solution to the SME. So SME is going to take this to the leadership and explain this to the leadership and get it approved. So these are the things what we'll be discussing in the project kickoff. So who is the person we need to reach out, all those things. Still, we are not in system. We are still outside the system. Okay. Then we are going to discuss the module specific scope. So till now, we have just discussed what is a module they'll be using. And under this module, we have not discussed what is scope. So under each module, what will be the scope? So if all these modules are getting implemented, we are focused only on MM now. So in MM, what all are the things we will be implementing? So for example, if we have a manual requisition, are we going to have the requisition manually, or it is going to come from third-party system, or if it is going to be an integration? So those things. Then we are going to discuss what are the different types of procurement they'll be using. Consignment, subcontracting, third-party scenarios, service procurement, consumables. So what are the different types of purchases they're going to do? Normally, they'll be doing direct procurement and indirect procurement. Okay. So these are the things. Based on this, only the discussion gets started. So if they mention these are the list of activities which they are doing now, and this needs to be converted to SAP, later on, we will not be able to add anything in this scope. If we need to add, then the change request need to be raised, and they need to pay for the change request. What is the mandates they will be charging, and based on that, if the payment gets approved, then only we'll be adding those in this scope. Okay, so these are the module scope. Each and every module, Scrum Master or the manager will be involved in this. scope drill down. No consultants. In some cases, some consultant also can be involved here. Then we have the project plan and strategy. How are we going to collect the data from business? First thing, who is going to do the testing in the system? Who is going to get trained and who is going to get trained their end users? And what is the cutover strategy? If you're giving the cutover strategy to the third-party team, then third-party team can directly contact the business to get the information. Okay. Let me pause here. If you have any questions still here regarding the project kickoff, scope drill down, and the project plan and strategy, and also the statement of work. As we are not in system, this phase is like prepare phase and discover phase will mostly work in outside the system, so it is completely theoretical. Even the next phase, which is explore phase, will be still outside the system. We will be entering the system only when we are in realize phase. Okay. If no questions, then I'll cover these things. Methodology, I already covered it. And now the team is getting onboarded. Till now, none of them was hired. We only had the project manager, the scrum masters, and some IT people. Now we are going to onboard the team. So at this stage in the prepare phase, first who is getting onboarded is the project manager will get onboarded, the product owner, the PMO team. So these three persons are already onboarded. Then apart from this, in the high level, we need a solution architect. So solution architect is a person who is going to have the knowledge of all the modules, and he is the solution builder. If a consultant is going to build a solution, and that solution needs to be approved by the solution architect. If the solution which is provided by consultant is not as standard, he can question why the solution is not as per standard, and he has the rights to ask us to redesign the solution. Okay. Then you will have the functional leads. Functional leads are nothing but for each and every module, you will have a lead who is going to take care of the consultants under this team. Then you will have the functional consultants who are getting onboarded in the explore phase, technical leads, explore phase, consultants, explore phase, and the testing team in the realize phase. So these persons are getting onboarded in these phases. If they need any persons in the explore phase, they can question and ask to raise the manpower so the team can raise it. Okay. Then you have the project team training. So here you will ask, you will train the people who are in the project management, and you'll also discuss regarding methodology, explain them how the methodology works, all those things. And here you have the communication plan, which is very important. So we will have a lot of meetings getting involved. So let me differentiate who is involved in which meeting. So first thing is the steerco meeting. In this steerco meeting will happen twice a month. Here, what they will be discussing is they will be discussing regarding the project progress. What is the project? And where are we on the project? Because we have given the deadline on this date. And what is the progress of this project? And what are the decisions taken in the workshops? And if there is any decision pending, and what are the challenges we might get. In this steerco meeting, only there will be a project manager and the project manager who is from business. A high level project managers from business and also a high level project managers from the implementation team will be there in the steer committee. Then you have the governance meeting. Governance meeting is going to happen between every week, weekly once, and this is only going to happen internally within the business. Here, there is no implementation partner getting involved. Then you will have the daily scrum meetings. This is based on a module wise. Each and every module will have daily 15-minute stand-up meeting to just discuss what we have done yesterday and what we are going to do today. And if there is any challenges where we need support from the steerco or any of the teams. This is mainly done by the consultants. Here the consultants are involved. Then you have the Scrum Master meeting. This is done by the managers. The Scrum Masters, each and every module will have one manager, and they will have an individual meeting with each teams, and they're going to discuss if they need any support from any other modules, and this is going to happen twice a week. Okay. Then you have the workshop planning. This workshop planning is very, very important because we are going to analyze what is fit and gap. So this fit and gap analysis is mostly discussed in the explore phase. So I'll take this in explore phase. So as of now, understand that fit and gap analysis is a very important thing in the implementation phases. Okay, so these are the things which are going to happen in the prepare phase. In prepare phase and discover phase, we don't have much scope here. The consultants will not have much scope. It will be only the leadership who is going to take care of the discover phase and prepare phase. And after this, you're going to take a sign off. For each and everything, you will need to take a sign off from the business. Okay. So this is what discover phase and prepare phase is. So tomorrow we will start with the explore phase, which is very, very important phase. Here we are going to discuss. So last week we discussed regarding how the business is going to explain how they are functioning in their industries. Keeping that into consideration, we are going to build the business blueprint. So explore phase and realize phase is very important in the implementation phases. Okay. Any questions?
Sir, at a time, a consultant, how much project he is handling? Because as you said that each project will have a implementation span of around 1.5 years. And after these all phases, you are in the last explore phase, or we are going to assign the consultant. We are going to onboard the consultant. So consultant will have a work in phases. So I just want to know if any company is taking me as an employee, they want to get maximum out of me. So a single consultant at a time, how much project he is handling, or he will work for a single project only?
Normally that depends on the experience what a consultant has. Currently, if the consultant is having 3 to 4 years of experience, he will be working only one project. That depends on also the billing what he gets. And if he has more than 8 years or 9 years of experience, then he should be able to handle 2 projects. Normally business or normally implementation partner will suggest to work on the 2 projects if the experience is more.
In that case, sir, now you just communication plan. You have just mentioned there are things like daily meetings and weekly meetings. So in that, he has to work on the both project simultaneously at that time.
Yes.
You have to attend all those meetings, and all the things are for both projects, right? The assigned, if he get assigned for 2 projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions?
Hi Venkatesh. There were many things in this lecture. So can you please summarize it in short because there were many aspects. Uh, so can you just summarize it?
Sorry, which one?
There were many things in this lecture, n number of things. So can we have a summary or in short, just in short, what are the things like level wise?
Yeah, so it's a short summary.
Hello.
Yeah, one second. Let me give a short summary on that. First, we discussed regarding the discover phase. In the discover phase, we discussed what are the high-level scoping. What is the high-level scope? So just we discussed regarding what is the methodology we'll be using, what are the project type we'll be using, and what are the tools we are going to use here, and what are the modules business wants to use, all those things in this high-level scoping. Then we discussed regarding what are the waves when the project is going to get released, how are we going to release the project, and how the business is going to start working on SAP. Then we also explained them if they want to implement SAP, what all are the risks they need to take. Okay, and the business cases, the business is going to discuss internally what is the investment they are going to invest on this project, and if in how many years they are going to get this investment return, and what is the advantages if they want to implement SAP. Then we also discussed regarding the project team, who is going to work on this project and whom all we need to get this onboarded. Then we discussed regarding the system exploration, like what all the system we will be having in this project. If it is only SAP, then fine. Then are we going to have Ariba, PPDS, all those things? Then we plan to have how many workshops we are going to have with the business. So these are the part which we discussed in the discover phase. Then what all we discussed in the discover phase, we are going to prepare a documents and get the sign off from business, because now we are going to implement SAP for the business. Then we are also going to discuss regarding the as is study. When I say as is study is nothing but how business is going to explain their working culture as of now in legacy system to us, so that we'll be able to understand what we need to do going forward. Then we discuss regarding the project charter. Project charter is nothing but defining the name of the project. What are we going to work in this project? What are the rules we are going to set for this project? And who is the person to finalize the decisions? And if there is any issue, whom to contact, all those things are getting prepared in this project charter. If they are going to change the scope, then how are we going to raise a change request, and who is going to approve it? What is the costing for those? That is what we discussed in the project charter. Then we have the statement of work. The statement of work, we decided that is this only implementation partner team who is going to work on this project, or are we going to give any subcontracting order to the third party implementation partner team to work on the cutover activities? After we discuss all these things and decide, we are going to have a kickoff meeting with business to discuss regarding the timelines, when are we going to deliver these projects, and from business whom all we need, and what are the key decisions we'll be taking here. Then we are going to discuss now module specific. So till now we have just discussed regarding this, all the modules in a single go. Now we are going to discuss module specific. So each and every manager who is dedicatedly working for that particular module will have a discussion with the particular functional lead from the business to get what is the scope they have. To understand better, it is better to visit the factory once to see what are the activities they are doing as of now. Then we are going to discuss what is the methodology we are going to use. and who is going to work on what type of work. And we also discuss regarding the onboarding the team. So which person to onboard at what time, all those things. And we also discuss regarding who is going to provide the training to the business and how are we going to do that. And in the communication plan, we said how many meetings are we going to have with business and how many internals meeting and how many meetings will business have internally from their side. And if there is any issue, to whom should we raise. And we also discussed regarding the workshop planning. Workshop planning is nothing but the fit and gap analysis, which is very important. So we are going to discuss what is going to happen in SAP and what is not going to happen in SAP. So this fit and gap workshop is going to decide how much percentage of the system will be standard, how much percentage of system will be customized. So these are the things we discussed here in these two phases.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, SAP is integrated with only Ariba and Power BI or any? Can we
No, SAP
integrate
is
with?
not SAP is not integrated with any of the system. We need to integrate if needed.
Hello.
Yes.
That is the same question, sir. Can we integrate with any other softwares like Excel or
Yeah,
only
you
with
can
the
integrate.
Power BI? Okay.
You can integrate any third-party system with SAP.
Okay.
Sorry, can you repeat again?
SAP can be integrated with any of the softwares.
Any other third-party softwares like
Yes.
if you are using different ERP software, means can we integrate with that software or what?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I was experienced with Innovera tool. It was integrated with SAP MM.
Yes, SAP can be integrated with any of the third-party tools. I have integrated SAP with Excel, SPM, the planning tool, Azure, SAP Middle, SAP M1, and also with the barcode generators, the RF scanners. So SAP can be integrated with any softwares, any tools.
Sir, are you going to teach us how to integrate with other softwares here?
No,
I mean, like
that is
Excel.
not possible here. How can we integrate it with SAP with third-party tools? Because we don't have the third-party tools. We can only show you how to integrate using iDoc.
Okay, sir.
And can you give an example of how Excel can be like the application of Excel being integrated with SAP? I mean, it is for data migration or some other application.
We can integrate Excel with SAP to get the SQL program get generated.
Okay. I don't have much idea about SQL, so like it is basically to transfer data or some other application.
Yes, it is to transfer the data from other application to SAP system, from SAP system to other application.
Okay, I mean, so if there's some data in Tally ERP, so you have to first convert it in Excel format, and then you have to integrate it in SAP, or
No,
you can
it is
directly.
not like that. If you can directly integrate the Tally system with your SAP if required. For that, you need to build a connection. That's it. For that, you need
Okay.
to have a middleware. So that is a big concept. So you need to have a middleware. So when you send the data from SAP system to the Tally, so you need to have a middleware in between this, which converts the data from SAP to Tally and send the data to Tally.
Okay. Thank you.
Any questions? Okay. If no questions, then we will discuss regarding the explore phase tomorrow, which is very important phase. Okay. Then also we will meet tomorrow morning to discuss on the special procurement part.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.